These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone. These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone.
NBA Fantasy 2023, baby.
These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone. These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone. See, I am the best, never ever settle for less.
Luca?
See, I am the best, never ever settle for less.
It's game time.
It's King on the mic, what you looking at? It's King on the mic, what you looking for?
Wrong.
It's King on the mic, what you looking at? It's King on the mic, what you looking for?
Brown.
Calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone. These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone. It's King on the mic, what you looking at?
It's King on the mic.
What you looking for?
It's King on the mic.
What you looking at?
It's King on the mic.
What you looking at?
It's King on the mic.
What you looking for?
It's King on the mic.
What you looking at? These people calling my brick phone, they won't ever leave me alone.
Hey, you a toaster, baby?
Hey, you a toaster, baby? It's King on the mic. What you looking at? Hey, yo, we back and we better. We back and we better.
Yeah, I missed this, man. I missed this.
Back and we better. Oh, we back and we better.
Wait. There's one thing that needs to be done. There's one thing that needs to be done because the viewers don't know. The viewers don't know, do they? They don't know.
They know now. They know now.
They know now.
You don't know now. You know.
They know now.
What you looking at? You don't know now. No, you don't know what. Who? What? Where? How did we get right there? Wait, back. I'm right here. I'm right there.
You know, back in the days, yeah. Back in the days, like for you to be a real king, you have to go and conquer a king.
Oh,
you get me?
Parable.
So King is really on the mic right now. You get me? I was the king. I was the king.
Honestly,
you came and you
know what
spanked me. That spanked me.
Bro, I don't want to get to that yet now, yeah, but honestly, this is Fantasy's turned into Game of Thrones, you know.
No,
it's turned into Game of Thrones.
No, bro. No, it's Game of Thrones. It's Vikings. It's all those England versus Scotland war movies.
Yeah, like right now, yeah. Right now, you are House of Dragon. I am the black people of the White Locks.
Valerians. Is it Valerians?
I'm a Valerian. I'm gonna say David is Winterfell.
Bro, we need to bring David back.
Bruv, I was saying that to, I think it was Cornelius. Oh, it was you.
Yeah.
We actually need to bring David back. Like,
I miss David, man. He's bro,
we need because the way the league is now, with David back in the league, it's going to be madness. Like, you don't even need to enter the chat. You don't even need to be in the chat. Just come back. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, the competition would be
No, bro. One thing I would say, yeah, we don't need to talk about receipts or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But like when we're doing this video, because it's kind of like a review of our season,
yeah,
can we please like put in like our moment of like our group chat, like the moment that you enjoyed the most in the group chat? Like, let's do that to start off. Like the moment you enjoyed the most in the group chat. And like for me, like the moments I would say the moments I enjoy. You know, when you guys do some funky stuff, like when you did those trades for everybody because you're mad, then Charlie gets in randomly and he just says the weird, he's just like, what is going on? Like, like, you know, Charlie is like, he's like that proper, like, blue collar suit tie guy. And he gets in and he sees all the nonsense. He's like, what is going on?
Bro, you know, 1950s when the dad goes to work and then Boboliti Daru, meaning like you come home the house, he's mashed up, and then Charlie's like, "Are you man okay?" Oh, Charlie, bro. Yo, shout out to Vancouver Grizzlies, man.
Yeah,
shout out to Vancouver. But my moment in the chat, honestly, Beef and Mariano.
Mariano was
Beef and Mariano because he's a troll. He's actually a troll. Like, this guy will come out of thin air, say what he wants to say, and disappear. And then he'll go back on the app, do whatever he wants to do. And he knows what he's doing.
this is the thing, yeah, with the Mariano and Larry, the organization,
I
right?
need to break up, by the way.
I do like I like Mariano by himself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then how does that work? Because the organization is two different people, which means you'd have to add an extra team. But it is what it is. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this loveliness.
Yeah, we
I
can't
can't
have
wait.
14 people. We can't, yeah,
Huh?
but
Yeah, I
yeah.
know exactly.
I want Larry by himself, but I felt because Larry by himself, it's a different vibe.
Because like even though Mariano's a troll, he steadies that ship.
Yeah, because Larry's like, I don't know, I don't gotta do nothing.
Larry's Luffy, Mariano is Zoro.
Yeah.
sorry,
That's
I'm a nerd in it. That's a One Piece reference.
That's a perfect analogy. Like, you remember the arc where they were in like season 1, where Luffy stays on the boat with no coat, and he's cold. I mean, Zoro, yeah, that's the perfect combination actually. Like, they both do their own thing. Yeah, but it's like it's madness.
Yeah.
But they can both equally be mad on their own.
Yeah, one of them has like you can tell there's a focus in one particular area for one of them, right? And that's Mariano. His focus is getting the best out that waiver wire and being the best. And Larry's he's aloof in it. He wants to be unfortunately, it's just he's not the king. You get me?
Yo, but honestly, Larry's like House Lannister because he's been to the finals twice. You know, he's not a joke.
Yeah, he's been to the finals twice, but yo, bro, are you a Valerian or are we both Targaryens? You get me? You get what I'm trying to say? Because we both sat on that throne. Oh, you're currently sitting on the throne. You get me? But you know,
I'm Damon. Yo, so we're gonna bring it all the way back from the draft. Yeah.
Wait. Give me 1 second. I need to see.
This fantasy, like, shout out to everyone. Like, this was actually the most competitive fantasy like ever. Like, this fantasy was actually like insane because only Malik and Daniel actually had a good record. Everyone else's record was like you're 2 games over 500 or 1 game, or you made the playoffs not even being over 500. So, like, honestly, I just want to say respect to everyone because you can tell that we are actually all sharpening each other's iron inside this fantasy. Like, you can like literally tell. Like, even shout out to Daniel Liverpool. Oh my days. Having 2 Daniels, man. Liverpool, yeah. I'm gonna say shout out to him. Even though he slept through the draft, he still did management to get to the playoffs. He still did management. And honestly, like, from going from like 3-11 last year or 3-18 to now making playoffs, and for most of the season he had the second best team, arguably, for most of the season.
Yeah.
Right. And then
shout out to Rico as well, because at one point Rico was scary. Yeah, at one point he had the best team, and I think he won his first couple of games. He was doing okay. So he improved, you get me? But like these students, right? Like, some of them, like, it's hard to balance, you know. But real talk, man, bless up. Let's get into this, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah. So, like, I just want to do a draft recap, man, because I don't want to talk about everyone, but I want to talk about key people. You know what I mean? For example, like this Anthony Edwards pick. Even though Champion didn't make the playoffs, we said it on the day, like, this was not a good pick. The Miles Bridges was not a good pick. And when you look at the playoff schedule, Anthony Edwards played 2 games first round of the playoffs, man. And I think they played like 3 or 2 games the second round too. So, like, picking anyone inside the Lakers or Minnesota first round,
it's detrimental. And going back to Charlie,
he didn't draft Anthony Davis first round, but he had him on his end final team. And I feel like it's like Charlie, if he had Anthony Davis playing 3 games, he would have won that matchup. But then again, he had Mitchell and Curry injured for the majority, right? So that is also a thing. Another thing is the Victor Wanyama pick, man. I think next year Victor Wanyama is a first round guy, man. I don't see this guy going past the first round.
Have I said it? Have I said it before? Did I actually say it, or did I not?
Yeah,
did I not say it?
You did say it. You did say next year he's a first round pick. Next year,
Or did I apologize though?
You did. Yeah,
that's
you
what
did.
I'm saying. I
Yeah,
did.
you
Okay, because I don't need to do it here. One thing, well, when you touch on that Victor Wembanyama, I'm sorry, but like we need to highlight that Damian Lillard is no longer top 10. There's a couple people in that top 10 that the tides have changed.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I missed that. Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm listening.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like Damian Lillard is no longer a top 10. I think second round, third round.
No, I don't think he's second round, bruv. If I'm being honest, because my team, I started 0-5 because I had my first 2 picks was Damian Lillard and Kevin Durant. I later realized Kevin Durant was not the issue. The issue was I picked Damian Lillard. And when I had a guy like Jokic, I was now when you have guys like Jokic and Embiid and Giannis and even Tyrese and Shea and Luka, you know what a first pick is, man. And I don't know what got into me for me to pick Damian Lillard, but he's not a first pick. And I'm not sure if the situation will change in Milwaukee, but I think next year if he goes in the first 2 rounds, I'm gonna be shocked because when I had a guy like Kawhi, man.
He came clutch. He came clutch. He got double doubles too as well. That was sick,
bro.
It's a big man's league, man.
Bro, it's not the thing is that it's not even the double doubles, man. The fact that he shoots 0.500 majority of his games, like above 500 from the field goal, and his free throws are so good, and he shoots
threes.
He's gonna get you 2 threes a night. He's gonna get you like at least 2 steals, a block. Like and it's crazy because it's like I used to be good at the draft, but now I'm awful at the draft. It's like I overthink it.
That is too much. Yeah, like it's too much like predicting numbers versus actual numbers. I would say for you, because it's too much like, oh, this is what this person might do, and like you can have some of that, but you got to balance it out with what is the status quo, right?
Yeah.
But like with the Damian Lillard thing, obviously it's a prediction off of the fall off.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jimmy, right? Prediction off of the fall off. Carl Anthony Towns, second year in a row, he's kind of fell off a little bit. Like for real, he's not there.
And I think next year, if he goes first 2 rounds again, I mean, I'll be shocked. I'm thinking Carl Anthony Towns is going to drop to like a 4th round pick because now what we're seeing,
LaMelo Ball might drop down too.
Yeah, because this is everything. That's why I didn't pick LaMelo this year because I was like, bruv, you get injured every single year and you don't play enough basketball. And then LeBron James' second pick, that was gutsy because LeBron barely played basketball, man. He's not playing basketball. He's just waiting for the playoffs. He's playing basketball in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like as we're going like these injury guys, I did start doing that thing with the injury and I stopped. If I should have actually continued it. Lauri Markkanen. Should I put this on air?
They rested him though.
That's what I'm trying to say. If I put this on air and he's still on the Jazz and the Jazz are still doing what they're doing, people don't go back to it and be like, oh, maybe. But Lauri Markkanen, he's someone you're supposed to pick, use him to get wins, and when you have a good solid lead, trade him.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why, because that's so detrimental when you're I think it was Malik that had him, and you have him towards the end of the season, you're losing games, you're still number 1 seed, but then you get into the playoffs and he's still dropped. It's not good for you. It's not like not at all. Like I'm not trying to say that like if he was on and you played me, you'd have won. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it doesn't help. You feel me? It don't help
I
as well.
agree.
LaMelo Ball, like every single season. I'm not trying to say that we should predict injuries, but like if you have the history, you know, like for me, it's like why take the risk? Even like I picked Porzingis A game, and it wasn't like I think Boston managed him really well, but I picked him lower down, and it
You
wasn't for
picked him
me.
in
It
the
wasn't.
5th round, and I think
Yeah, so it's like
that's respectable because
yeah,
this
just your
is
first
like
3 picks.
your first 3 pick is your core of your team, right? And then
Yeah,
after that, yeah, and it's like even me, DeAndre Ayton, that's Rob Flat. What? I picked
I don't know
Ayton.
what you.
Like I don't know what was going on, man. And then Lion Williams, I
What
think
tier did we put your team in?
I forced the A. I think,
You put, how
bro.
did you start the How did you start the season?
Bro, my team should have been on the lowest of the pyramid scheme. I started 0-5, bro. I don't I
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what was going like I don't know what was going on. Even Zion Williams, yeah, I think Charlie's finally he's like F this guy, man. This guy don't
No,
love
he's not. He's not.
you
I
still
know
believe
Charlie.
in
He's
him?
not. He's not done with him. He's not done. I know that bad. He's not done with him. He's not. He's not.
Yo, Charlie, I'm begging you, man. Let this guy go, bro. Like Charlie, yeah. No one's gonna pick him, so take him 5th round at least, because you can't have me taking him in these high positions, bro.
Like you just know, like people are gonna pick their guys. For example, if Larry and Daniel get the privilege to have either Harden or Giannis, they're going to trade for those players and swap them. It's going to happen.
Yeah, they
It's
do
just
that
there's
same
just
trade
yeah,
every
it's just like how I
season.
always pick Porzingis. It's just things that always happen. Like even when I don't pick Porzingis, I end up with him on my team. It's just it is normal, and you always have these hippie random picks, just like yeah, he's gonna do well, and then he just is garbage, like absolute ass.
Bro, don't kill me, man. And then 3rd round, I think everyone in the 3rd round is certified. Because I think everyone in the 3rd round is certified. I think now Evan Mobley, I think arguably next season he can be a top 4 pick. That guy's good, bro. Evan
No,
Mobley.
Desmond Bain, no. For me, DeMar DeRozan was bad. Jaren Jackson Jr., Darius
He was
Garland, that
good.
had to do with
But you got to
injuries.
factor in that Memphis didn't really have a season because they were waiting for Ja Morant to come back. He came back, he got injured, and then they just started tanking.
Wait. I want to highlight something over here.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes and Jordan Poole. And Scotty Barnes, yeah. That's gotta be either lower 1st round or 2nd round next year.
No, definitely a 2nd round, man. Definitely a 2nd round. If he
But
drops
with the move of Damian Lillard, maybe the move of LaMelo, like you know how we are with LaMelo, you get me? With that move of them being removed out of the 1st round,
but
right? Let's say
Wemby goes up too, though. Wemmy's now a 1st round. I even think this is gonna sound crazy. You can start drafting Devin Booker 1st round if he stays healthy.
And then we're removing.
Mad
We
numbers.
might be removing
even AD
Curry.
is a 1st round, man.
We might be removing Curry. Definitely Anthony Edwards is getting out that 1st round.
He's not a 1st round anyways.
Yeah, definitely Anthony Edwards getting out. Lillard is getting out.
Curry, Lillard, and Edwards.
Okay, that's 3. Then with Wemby, Wemby goes in the 1st round. Booker's AD, 1st round.
Booker.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, Scotty Barnes is second round, but he's a solid second round.
And then John
Solid,
Morant's
solid
back
second.
next year too. So like that's what I'm saying, bro. Even
But
Jalen Brunson was nasty this year too. Even Paulo Banchero was a nice little addition.
his inefficiencies, you get me. That's maybe fourth. That's fourth, fifth still for
That's what I'm
me.
saying.
For me,
So it's like
yeah.
when you look at the draft, it's just insane. Like analyzing everything. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I realized this year the draft, and the draft, the waiver wire trades, they're equally as important as each other. And I would say, obviously, for me, I used to be like, draft is basically 75% of fantasy. If you draft terribly, it's hard to recover from it. I've learned a bit better now. I think that like it's 40, 40, 20. The 40 being draft, 40 being waivers, and 20 being trades.
And that's not okay. And this is why I brought up this screen here, because it actually shows like everyone's team, right? So like these are the bottom three teams, right? And if you see a tendency, he drafted Rudy, drafted Tyrese, drafted Grant, right? Draft, right? Rico, most of it is trades, right? So 2 out of 3 teams that were on the bottom 3 kept, like they made, like they were the least active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we go up now. Charlie's whole team is from trades. Yeah. Free Me is draft, but this doesn't even count because he only started traded when his season was thrown away, right? So that I'm not gonna touch that. Bjorn, who was 15-4, he doesn't have a single drafted player on his team.
But okay. Wait, is that the dark side of trading then?
Wait, let's analyze this, right? Ain't no one stopping this, right? Draft, right? Liverpool, everything is from trades and a free agency, right? Then now, yeah, and his team got scary towards the end, and look how much free agency guys he has, yeah? Take a note of that too. And then this one here, you have free agency, trade, draft, trade, free agency, trade, free agency, trade. You see the trend? And then when you get to the top teams now, there's a trend that to be successful in this league, if you're not either trading players or using free agency, you can't win in this league. Because look at Daniel's team: free agency, trade, draft. I don't know why he kept Chris Middleton. Free agency, trade, free agency, trade. This is a whole new team. And he went 14-5. And then
How did he lose though? How did he lose?
I'm gonna touch on that when I and then this one is free agency, trade, draft, free agency, draft, free agency, draft, free agency. And then my team is just free agency and trades, right?
Well, one thing I would say is that like my numbers are a bit fraudulent. Reason being because Daniel, Liverpool,
yeah,
he did a trade and took all my best players when I lost.
Yeah,
and I did it because I was like, I was like, yeah.
But
I know you like, even though it was over, there's a sensation you get when you have good players in your team. So I was like, let me just do it.
I feel you. Because basically what I'm getting at is like the reason why Daniel lost, Daniel Loki, the reason why when I saw his team, low key, I actually wanted to play him.
I wanted to play him too.
The way our brackets were was only gonna meet in the finals, right? The reason why I wanted to play him was because Mavericks had a bad schedule. I knew Boston's not gonna play Tatum 4 times in a week. Maximum they're gonna play him twice, especially if there's bad teams, or 3 times if he's lucky, right? I knew James Harden is gonna rest. So I was like, you know what? I want him because he doesn't have the players to drop.
Or the balls to do it.
Yeah, because Mavericks played twice in 1 week. I dropped Daniel Gafford. Cause I'm like, yo, he's only playing twice. I'm gonna drop him. Add another player that's gonna get me 3 or 4 more games, and then I'll pick him up for the next week when Mavericks play 4 times. But Daniel couldn't drop Kyrie Irving. You're not gonna drop James Harden or DeRozan or Fox or Tatum or Durant.
I dropped Fox in a heartbeat.
But that was his Achilles heel. The fact that he had so much star power and he didn't want to drop anyone. And that's why in the playoffs, I low-key did not want to play you until the finals, or I didn't want to play you at all because I was like, yo, I know this guy's mindset is the same with my mindset. He has virtually no one he likes on his team or no one he cares about. So if he has to drop someone, he's going to drop them. And if someone picks them up, he doesn't care. He'll find a way around it. And that was my mentality too. I was like, yo, I'm going to drop anyone and anything. Because in fantasy, what people don't realize is that after your first 2 picks, your team is the waiver wire, bro. Like your team, what wins you fantasy is the waiver wire. Because look, Amen Thompson started going nuts. He's a waiver wire pickup. Chris Paul is arguably a waiver wire. Hartenstein, he was on your team. He's a waiver wire guy. Gafford,
I got him from the waiver wire too. So it's like
Peyton, shout out to Grayson Allen. Man was putting up mad numbers from the waiver wire. And it's like, that's what we were trying to tell Champion, like, bro, you need to make moves because it's not working. And because you're not making moves and you're not active, you don't have wiggle room. Like
Tyus Jones was it a drop and then you picked him up?
Yeah, Champion dropped him. I picked him up. Man started getting mad assist, like mad.
And then Draymond Green. No, that was a trade. But yeah, Tyus Jones, that one was wild too. Even the Amen one, because what you had with the Thompson brothers is that when they gave Amen time, because he's the better actual NBA player, right? When they gave Amen time, he cooked.
Yeah,
he cooked, especially on the Ime Udoka. You get me? Like I said, man, like. The waiver wire is so important. It's so important to understand the trends and when to drop players. And like for me, like you got Harkinson because I dropped. I was like, he's not gonna what I need right now to win this matchup, is not what he has. Great player. There's emotional attachment. He did a lot for me to get me to where I am. But it's like this is fantasy. You're just a number. Bye. You get me? And Daniel didn't. To be honest, he did have it in some players. There's some players he could and he should have got rid of. Obviously, this is not. Actually, no, it does show the IR. Middleton should have been gone ages ago. Michael Porter Jr. is a player that you could drop and like it's like okay, yeah, he's good, but whatever. I would say the same thing about maybe De'Aaron Fox or DeRozan. You could get away with if they don't have a good schedule dropping them. But the Kyrie Irving one was like. Is he droppable? Because the Kyrie Irving one is like, if he played his games, like it depends on when his games were. I can't remember what they were, but if you monitor your waiver wire order, if people that are not in the playoffs are ahead of you, they can't pick him.
Yeah.
So you monitor that. As long as nobody that's currently, as long as nobody, like for example, your opponent, if your opponent is not ahead of you, it don't matter what's happening on the other side. Because even if someone on the other side picks him up, you don't know if you're playing them. You drop Kyrie Irving, if you're ahead of your opponent, you are more likely than your opponent to get him, and that's all that matters.
Literally,
if that makes sense. If someone else picks him up that not playing, commissioner, they're not playing. Why did they pick them up? It has to be dropped, or you have to because I'm not trying to say that you will do it because you're obviously the commissioner, but like okay, yeah, commissioner, they have to be dropped, and now they've affected the waiver wire or whatnot. I'm ahead of everyone else. Like I'm gonna pick him up. You know what I'm trying to say? Because
Yeah,
they've like if someone picks him up, it's messed up when he's gonna be able to be picked up again. So you could play that card as well,
that's what I'm
right?
saying.
Yeah,
And
but like you really gotta use your. Like, I don't think Daniel. He looked at his team and he's like, "I got the Infinity Gauntlet." He didn't know that Iron Man took it. He
oof,
didn't know Iron Man took the Infinity
that's a
Stones.
bar. That's a bar right there. Wait, who did he lose to again? He lost to you. Who did he lose to?
No, he lost to the organization.
Yeah, that pained him as well, man.
I know it did.
Because
I
because
know
I
it
remember
did.
last season Daniel wanted Larry in a plus because he knew that light work. You know what I mean? But that's the
And you got what
difference.
you wished for.
Last year, yeah, his team he had that wiggle room. And the thing about Daniel, one of his very, very good managerial things is that he's able to make those moves. So the team he built going into playoffs, it actually destabilized one of his biggest powers, which is making moves. Because he couldn't make too much moves. Like
He was really loyal this year, you know. I feel like in terms of previous years, the way he was with players was a lot more loyal. And
yeah,
I feel like that was his detriment because when he fully collected everything that he wanted, he just sat down on his throne and he decided to relax. And that wasn't a time for you to relax. You gotta realize your assets. And
yeah.
if you didn't trade Kyrie Irving to someone that didn't understand his worth in the playoffs, then you know it's the same thing with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was someone where like I kept on saying like, is it the reason he keeps getting traded because people know what's coming?
Yeah, that's why I think that's why Malik traded him, and then I know Daniel traded him as well because of the playoff schedule as well. But then for Malik, it's confusing because you trade Anthony Davis, but you then trade for LeBron. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's why like after me and um Daniel, the one that supports the rubbish team, um we were talking about this in the chat in a sense punishment for idle managers, and I feel like we really need to start doing it because even
Idle
when,
management or the worst manager.
yeah, because even when you're just talking about like for example checking the waiver order, even checking to see how much acquisitions people have done to see if like okay I dropped this guy so no one else can pick him up that's ahead of me, like these are all things of people that stay on top of it and managing their team, and it's like it's unfair for okay for example Daniel didn't he got knocked out first round in the playoffs, right? But he had a good season and he was actually managing his team and he was actually doing everything he's doing. So then it's now unfair for someone like another manager that didn't actually do anything to now get a higher pick than him. You know what I'm trying to say? And I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
need to.
I think in our league we actually need to establish it in a sense where it's like I think it would help drive it will help ensure that the league remains competitive, meaning that you know that if you are last place, you can't get like a top 3 draft pick. I think then everyone will be like, it's not just playoffs I'm fighting for, it's also next season I'm fighting for. Do I get a good draft pick? You know what I'm trying to say?
I
Because
also think that this may sound weird, yeah. Obviously, talk about logistics and whatnot. Yeah, we'll move on to our main topics, but this is too juicy for me to pass on. I think that the winner is the winner. They get the bag. You get me?
yeah,
I feel like the top 4 shouldn't be able to be like shouldn't get the last couple of picks. Because the number 1 got the bag, right? So we exclude him. So they're the top 4.
wait, so the top 4 can still get last pick. I mean the
top 4
champion can still
can't
get
get
last
last
pick.
pick. Top 4 can't get last pick.
But first place can get last pick.
You know why I've been a bit cheeky here. You know why? Because
Why?
I didn't care about third place, so I'm including myself in not being able to get. Bro, one thing I was saying about picking, yeah, it's so annoying. I always get the middle pick
Bro,
every time.
me
I
and Charlie are always
never.
at the bottom.
That's where
If
you all
Charlie is
belong.
5, if I'm 5, Charlie's 6.
No, but I
If
think
I'm
you guys
10,
like
Charlie's
it there.
11.
I
Huh?
think you guys like it there.
Nah, it's actually the worst because like Charlie put it perfectly. He's basically like you basically can't prepare for the draft because everything you're doing is reaction based because you don't actually get to draft a guy you want to draft to build your team around.
Yeah, because like let's
So
say for example we go into this next season, right? And we do mock drafts. When you do a mock
yeah,
draft, you know how the first, I would say, 4 is going to be like, and the first 4 is pretty much the first 4. No one really messes around with that kind of stuff
yeah,
unless you have a silly person like both Daniels, both of them, right? And Malik. I'll put Malik into that string as well. So let's say for example, first Jokic, then Embiid, then Wemby, and then after that, then we're like saying Halliburton's next, right? I would say Shea, but let's say Halliburton's next. That's not really gonna get moved around. But what
yeah.
will get moved around is that one guy that falls. Those 2 guys that fall asleep and they go on auto draft, and then champion, and everything from there is just a guessing game because they've just messed it all up. But one thing I would say is I'm usually very good at predicting what you guys are gonna do. I remember I knew I was gonna get Embiid, and I knew I was gonna get Tatum this year too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
you did.
knew it. But
I
like,
did that.
yeah, it's just one of those things you get me. But I don't like. Yeah, we'll work that out. We'll work that out.
Yeah, I think we need to discuss that. We'll discuss that in the chat, but I want to talk about the bracket, man. The first round, honestly, this matchup was close, but it wasn't really close, if that makes sense. Meaning that there was room for Liverpool to win. Like there was an access road for him to win, but it got closed down. But there was an access road. This matchup here, yeah, I actually felt bad for Charlie because, like I said, there's certain teams or there's certain managers you don't want to play in the playoffs, yeah. And
Yeah.
Charlie's building that reputation as long as I make it to the playoffs, you don't want to see me. You get me? Because like he was 2 points away from winning, and that is literally one game of Stephen Curry or Mitchell playing. He didn't have Mitchell or Curry for majority of this series, and he still did that. And Anthony Davis played 2 times. So I felt like Charlie got hard done by, right? But that's fantasy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's painful, but it is. And then me versus Joe, man, I can't lie. This matchup for me, I was like, dang, this guy's team is steroids. Like it's absolutely nuts. But then when I looked at the schedule and I think like, bro, I made sticky notes, bro. I made sticky notes, bro. Like I was in like a zen. I was in a zen, bro. Like when you go to the mountain and then you start like eating mushrooms and like reveal to me the secrets.
Bro, like Joe's team was that like no one wanted to play Joe in the
No,
playoffs.
everyone was scared of him, and I know no one can tell me I'm lying. Everyone thought I was going to lose, but I knew I wasn't going to lose. Everyone thought I was
I knew
going
you
to lose,
won. I actually knew you won.
but I knew I could feel it. It was almost like, bro, why are you talking? You're about to get knocked out. And I was like, you know what? I just knew I wasn't because I was like with my pickups, and then I was looking at his pickups, and I was like, yeah, he's feeling it more than me. And then you versus Malik, I didn't want to say too much, but I knew you were gonna win because I said it before that your team is stupid. Your team is very, very, very stupid, and that no one wants to play your team in the playoffs because it's a very stupid team. And so this, for me, it's an upset because you weren't even meant to be in the playoffs. Let's be real.
You know what I want to say
Yeah,
is there was like there was a certain point where I was just at a low, and
yeah. And I was like, what's wrong with this bum?
I looked at everyone's teams, and I was like, what is what are the stats that nobody is like, Because
Yeah.
all of these, like, let's be real, all of your teams, assist, rebounds, assist, rebounds, assist, rebounds. It was stupid. So I was like, I can't compete with any of these guys this way. I need to figure something out. And I found it. And I will say this one, I give Malik all of the respect that he's due, man. He did a really good job throughout the whole season. I just think there was a period of time where he was really comfortable and he was planning ahead. And it's just that he's planning ahead. It wasn't
You
like,
can't
I feel
do
like
that
he
here,
didn't
man.
like I feel like he needed to move one or two pieces and leave himself some space to make waiver wire picks, and that's it. Maybe move Anthony Davis, and then move someone, like move two players for one player so you can make some waiver wire picks, and then you would have been good. But I can't speak or say anything bad about Malik. I just said that maybe he was just too comfortable.
Yeah, Malik had a great year. Yo, Malik, if you're watching this, man, I miss you, man. If I did anything to offend you, I apologize. But Malik had a beautiful year, and when he started managing his own team, he was saying it as well. When I get my own team, I'm gonna show you guys. And he actually showed us, man. And like, I can't lie, the whole year you play against Malik, you know you're losing. It's that simple. So it's
I
like,
don't know. Oh, bro, I don't know. Like what? Like Malik just puts a smile on my face. I don't know if it's because we both dads and that, and we have our things going on. But when I talk about, I didn't even want to play him first. I wanted to play Daniel first, get him out real quick in it. Um,
yeah,
but like, yeah, and to be honest, I would have loved to be. I messed up this whole thing for myself. Where Liverpool is, that's where I should have been. If I
yeah,
got if I got 2 steals and beat him, I would have been there,
yeah.
and I would have been in the final with you. And I know I'm jumping ahead. Actually, no. Let me not say what I think about the final. You already know what I think about the final now that I've mentioned it. Let me not
Because
say it.
I feel like with your team, how you beat Malik, I think it put you in a really good position to beat Daniel in that first round too, because your schedule was hot. But even moving to the second round, next season versus Primetime, like there was a point I was like, yeah, this is done, because I looked at the schedule. I'm like, this guy's schedule is not go balanced. Well, right? Like, because he had so much star players, like some days he had players, sometimes he barely had players. And next season, somehow they had players every single day, every bloody day they were playing basketball on that team
I think
organization.
it's because they don't have that much. They didn't have a sorry. They didn't have much players that conflicted in terms of like, oh, I have 2 players from this team, 3 players from that team. It was
Yeah,
all scattered. So
yeah,
when it came all together, it wasn't too much conflict. Versus like me, I had Wemby and I had Vazel, and I think I would be picking up other players from the Spurs as waiver. So it's like you have 3 players on one team. So like it's not diverse. You're not diversifying your portfolio.
that's
I didn't
another.
really pay too much attention to that matchup. I was like really and truly just inside my own dimension, trying to fight off like
Bro,
the strongest. Yo, bro, like I
bro,
was
this
trying to.
matchup, I was low key upset because I was just like, bro, I had a visitor that week, yeah, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to focus. I'm not. And I was like, this is bad, and
No,
I was like, yo, this is too tight. This is too, and I knew there were certain categories I couldn't beat you in. I knew 100%. But then I was looking through the schedule. Then when we went to Hot Pot, I told you I was like, bro, did you see the schedule?
I was gonna
And then,
mention that. They know, when you say no, you did that. You won. The moment you did that, you won because I made a waiver wire pick that was an error and I dropped it, so I wasted a pick. And I'm not like if we pick up like I don't know if you can touch on the score so we can see the score. I don't know if that's possible, but like the score is 3-6, but it's tight in a couple of areas. And like the pick I made and I messed up on, I could have maybe recovered from it because I think I dropped TJ McConnell and I wasn't supposed to.
yeah, yes, and
And
I no, and I told you I was like, Chris, like, what are you doing? Because you picked up like Trey Man, and I asked you, I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you wasting a
it
pickup?
was it's the freeze. And Oh, the threes and
I
the
wasn't meant
double
to be here,
doubles.
freeze, you know.
Yeah, but I did it because one of those things were like I don't know what happened. I think I was just so focused
Like
on what happened
England,
earlier in the schedule,
nah,
and I didn't see what happened on
trust,
Sunday.
trust.
But like this matchup was good. I enjoyed this matchup so much. It
You and
like I feel like
Pascal
this whole
showed up
year,
too.
this whole
And
year
Peyton,
humbled me in a
11
different way.
threes,
You
bro.
know, this
And then
whole year
Grayson.
humbled me in a different. Have you watched the Rogue King? No, Outlaw King.
Nah.
Oh, bro. Basically, is you know Scotland. You know how Scotland's always fighting because England's stealing their throne.
Yeah.
And I'm used to being England. I'm used to be the one that's on top as a high advantage. Then for some reason I was isekai'd into a different world where I'm Scotland, and England's taking my throne, and I have to fight and fight obstacles to get my throne back. Anyone that's watched The Outlaw King will know what I'm saying. But it was just a journey, and
Yeah.
I can't
And
lie to you. Yeah, I thought that it was setting the stone for me to win. I thought that God had paved a path for me. Like,
I,
and it just turned out that you were probably doing your Daniel fast at that point in time.
bro, I'm doing it right now. Bro, I'm doing it right now with day 6, man. Pray for me, man. This is
Yeah,
it's so hard, but like
yeah, I enjoyed that matchup. But something happened in the beginning of the week. I don't know why it happened, but the whole time I thought I was gonna play you, and then it had me playing Daniel. I pretended like I was upset, but I was very, very happy.
bro, you know
I
what
was
happened?
happy.
I changed a setting to basically because I knew you and champion were tight. So I said that if ESPN tries to do some rubbish, so that us in the group chat can decide how to settle it. So I made it so that I can edit the playoff brackets or something. So in doing that, I think it randomized the thing. So I was like, hold on. So that's why I did that, because I knew that you and champion were tight. And I was like, it's not gonna be fair if it comes to some random thing that us in the chat, we should find a way to make sure it's fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why the order got randomized. And to be fair, I didn't care about it, but then I was just like, this is not, I know what I
It's not.
did. So I
Yeah,
had to,
yeah. I get what you're trying to say. Where it's like it happened, and to be honest, no one actually cared.
yeah, no one cared because
Yeah, because we all knew
everyone
that
knows
we
how
all knew that we're
order is.
killers. Yeah,
Yeah.
we all knew we were all killers. We all
Well,
knew that like the best man's gonna win regardless. But um, when you know what's supposed to happen and you
yeah,
alter it, you're gonna feel it in your heart that like
yeah,
especially if I beat Daniel, right? You would have felt it because you're like maybe Daniel would have beat the person he was supposed to beat,
yeah.
right?
Because
But
also our matchup,
can I touch up? Can we talk about the final, please?
yeah, we
Please,
are
can we talk
because
about the
our
final?
matchup, that's what I'm about to hit on. When we met at Daniel's mom's house and we said the GG, right from there, I started using my acquisitions for this matchup. So these guys didn't know. So I put D'Lo in my IR, yeah. And then they were like, "Oh, how are you picking up players with D'Lo?" And I'm just like, "Bro, I'm playing chess. You man are playing checkers, bro." Because I put D'Lo in my IR. I picked up Daniel Gafford, who played 4 times. Yeah. I then picked up. Who else did I pick up? I used my waiver wire to pick up Ayo, but that doesn't show up until when I get him. So they didn't know that
Yeah,
I used 2 acquisitions from my last week's acquisitions. So they didn't know.
yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
They
That's
did not
smart.
know, bro. So they were
Yeah,
using their acquisitions for Daniel while I was using my 2 for last week for them. So I was ready for them from Sunday. I was ready for them because you were like GG. So I was just like, you know what? I have acquisitions here. Let me not falter them. And
that's
then
the thing. Like when you're when your opponent is 3 steps ahead of you, it makes it look like they're a wizard and they're doing magic, but they're not a wizard. They're not doing magic. It's just you don't understand or you don't understand the scope of their vision. right? That's why these people were drowning women that were out here healing people in the Middle Ages, just drowning them and saying they're witches without trials. He said, if you pop up, you're a witch. If you drown, you're not.
Yeah. And these guys, I can't lie, they choked because like their pickups, Richard Holmes flop, Jeremy Sohan flop, Najee Marshall, he picked him up too late for one of the games, flop. That's 3 pickups.
Bro, it was so funny because they picked up, they used on the waiver wire picks. They used on the picks. I remember where were we? I was like I was picking up Charlotte, I think, and I was telling you, like I was like, bro, like this looks good, but I was like, you gotta have that Manchester City mindset where it's just like, I know I'm gonna win, but you gotta take everything seriously because your opponent deserves that. You deserve it, and like you just do everything like you're gonna lose, and like it shows. But like, how are you in the final using 4 acquisitions that fast?
That's what I'm saying. Because when I picked up Chris Paul on a Sunday, one, I was like, I picked him up because of the assist category. And it was like, these guys were taking it to heart. And I'm just like, yo, do you not want me to violate you or respect you? Like, Wagwan here. I'm still in my mindset. I haven't won till this end of matchups on Sunday. So, but you guys are taking it as the other extent, right? But then they don't understand that we had that conversation. And then they're saying Austin Reeves had the week of his lives. He didn't have the week of his life. It's just that they played 4 games for the first time in the playoffs. So then, you know what I mean? LeBron,
even if he had the week of his life, like you're playing against him, you should have been in your head saying, what is the worst case scenario? How many times are the Lakers playing? Who are the players that are gonna be key? What do they do? How do I counter what they do?
Yeah, man. And then Kawhi Leonard is an OG, bro. Shout out to Rico for Jokic, man. He's a real MVP.
I think having 2 managers only affects you in the playoffs.
It does, because you can't make the decisions you want to make. Because, for example,
it's a discussion.
Yeah, it's a discussion, and you can't, like, especially as a man, you want to do things you really want to do it because that's how you see it. And when you want to explain it to someone, they may not understand it. Right? So regular season, it works because it's like, okay, it's a long season, la 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 la. But playoffs,
you have time.
Yes. In playoffs, you don't have time. Playoffs, you have to make a decision then and then, and the other person may not understand. So,
because what's going on is that in the finals, it's 2 people going up against each other, right?
Yeah.
So you 2 are making waiver wire picks, and you're actually like, when you're at the playoffs, you're a person that can utilize the waiver wire. Like you can't not be. So for me, when I'm looking at the waiver wire, I don't know if it's the same for you, but I'm predicting it probably is. It's actually during game time.
Yeah.
Because the games have started. Whoever was D on the day-to-day has become O now. You can now move that person to the waiver wire then pick up to the IR, then pick up someone. So let's say 2 of us are doing that, and we do it at the time games start, right? Or we do it periodically when games are about to start.
Yeah.
That means when I look in, you're looking. When I see, you see. When you say, that's juicy, we both said, that's juicy. So we both wanted to squeeze the juice. The first person that squeezed it got the juice. The last person that got the lemon had nothing left in, and there was nothing left to squeeze. You get me?
Yeah.
So look, like they thought that they were gonna get. They're like, oh, Colin's gonna get this guy. Let's get him. Colin's gonna get this guy. Let's get him. They looked up. They had 4 waiver wires used already.
Bro, they had 4 on Wednesday, and I was like, I was like, bro, this is final, and I was like, what? I looked at my sketch, bro. I did all the schedules on my sticky notes, bro. I was mentally prepared because I was like, okay, finals. Draymond plays 4, Mobley 4, Pascal 3. I told you, I was like, yo,
that Mobley thing was funny. That was funny. That was funny. It's actually funny because I even said when we started playing, I told you Like yo, like if you want to, you can get. And if you did that, I don't know what would have happened.
I
But
wasn't
him
going to. 'Cause
coming
I
back
knew
when
I
he
know
came back,
Mobley, bro. I know Mobley. That's why I wanted him on my team, bro. That's why I wanted him. But what's it? Didn't I tell you I was like, yo, I'm about to drop Pascal on Thursday. Because I was
Yeah.
like, they're done on Thursday or Friday. So I'm like, I'm dropping him because I need that's 2 games right there. And I know that they're not gonna drop Halliburton, or they weren't thinking like that to drop Halliburton. Because they didn't do that. And then I was like, okay, Boston have a back-to-back. Let me get Peyton, you know what I mean? I was even about to drop Jonas because he was playing outrageously bad because they don't want to give him minutes. Then I knew my 2 Lakers guys were playing 4 games. Amen, 4 games. Once I saw that Jokic was playing 4, I'm like, all I need is him to play 4 in his game. Because I saw that my best players are playing 4 games. His best players weren't. Giannis played 3. Fred played 3, but Fred kind of died down.
Jesus,
played
those
4.
free throws,
Cam
man.
played 3. Like, and then who else is there? Halliburton played 3. So I was like, you know what? As long as Jokic plays
Wait,
the 5
please.
team,
So, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. Can you please just go down? I want to read Halliburton's stats. You can continue. I just want to read the stats. No. You don't. I'm just reading the stats. You can continue talking. I just want to read them.
So that's
Oh
it.
my
And then,
god, that's pathetic.
yeah,
That's
the first
that's
round
your
pick.
first pick. That's
Yeah.
your king. Oh my god,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. Like the
Me and you,
finals.
we were the final.
That's because this final match, I think the round against you, and this is all respect, was more like chess because I could tell that even though you made a couple mistakes, I could tell that you were like, I could tell you understood my schedule. You know what I mean? And I could tell that you were looking at my team like, if he's gonna drop someone, this is the guy. But with these guys, I was looking at their pickups and I'm like, yo, these guys are panicking. Like they're panicking. Like they lacked composure. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay quiet. And that's why I wasn't really talking much inside the chat, because I was just like, I don't need to say nothing because they're already panicking.
But
so my silence is more of, yeah.
There was a big misconception where like you thought that no one was talking because we're salty.
No, I was just chatting. No, I was
no,
just
no.
chatting.
On my end, it wasn't because I was salty. It's because I knew the outcome in my head, and I didn't want people to like feel some type of way. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm trying to say.
But I was
want people to
chatting at
feel
the
some
same
type of way.
time.
Like, obviously, I am who I am. You get me? And I don't really. What's that word called? Like, if you want to think what you want to think, I don't care because I know what the truth is. So even when I was potentially gonna win a double, I was thinking in my head, what will people say if I win a double? It didn't come to fruition, but I was anticipating that. But it is what it is, man. This thing taught me a lot. I can't wait to talk about the top and the bottom because are we doing top?
Time left,
huh?
We can do it in like 10 minutes. We don't have much time left, but like,
you know what? Yeah, let's just do this as a review. We'll come back to the top and the bottom. We'll come back to top and bottom. I feel like that
top and bottom matches when we are preparing for next year.
For next year,
yeah.
Bet.
Like draft videos and like pre-co videos. We can analyze managers in that aspect. You know what I mean? Because after this year, the only gem I'm gonna drop is that, yo, Daniel's managerial status is in contention, bro. Because he's yet to make a finals appearance. You know what I mean? Larry's made 2 finals appearances. Charlie's made a final appearance. Malik's made a final appearance. Daniel was in his sophomore year.
Wait, Malik? Oh yeah, that's the other spanking, absolute spanking of a final. Was that even a final? Was that like no disrespect to Malik, but to be honest, it was the Silva doing the driver's seat, right?
It was Malik and the Silver. It was the Silver. Then the Silver brought in Malik, and Malik took over. But it wasn't Malik's team though. So
that was a spanking.
But yeah, but this was a great year, man. Very competitive, very hard, and honestly, man, shout out to everyone. I can't lie. I think this was the like there wasn't actually like a big argument this year too, but it was just and it was just hella competitive, hella. But yo, we're gonna start a women's one, and I'm actually gonna start a women's one, and we need 2 more people. It says reactivate. We've never even just create a new one, right?
Yeah.
Wait, let me click on reactivate. But yeah,
I was gonna say something so silly just then. Like, but you could see my brain computing. I was like, well, should I say that? Should I not say that? That's something I should say inside the group chat. I'll say that in the group chat. So we can have 6, 8, or 10. How much teams do they even have? I have to do so much research.
Funky Lads Fantasy Part 2, man. Because actually, or should we just do women? Oh, you can only do scoring?
Oh, what?
I mean, that's different because we don't do points though. So I think that's good. Because we have one category, 1 point.
It's hard to really dissect points because it is what it is. But then you just do matchup reviews, talk about players. Still calm in it.
Yeah, man. And yeah, so we've already set that up. So,
Message Frankie, bro.
You really think he
I was talking to him. I was talking to him today.
What should we make the pot? 25 or 50? I think 25.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
I think crazy. And I think it will be fun actually because I think it helps guys like Champion. Champion actually did really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was actually top for a long time in the season. And I think
he wasn't supposed to be there though.
He wasn't, if we're being honest. But the thing he lacked on was literally just the managerial aspect. But Champion did really good, man. I can't lie. And I think like with Champion, it's just like, bro, like what most of us do is like, for example, when we used to live together in the morning, if you're playing, like we just, you know what I'm trying to say? Like have like a 30-minute or 15-minute window in your day where it's like, okay, I'm setting up my fantasy. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I see her. She did that. There's some Nigerian women here too, huh?
Bro, there's bare Nigerian women inside the thing. But my first pick is gonna be Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm trying to say?
If your first pick, you get Caitlin Clark.
But everyone's team's gonna be stacked in this thing, bro.
I think Angel Reese is getting drafted this year, right? Did she declare?
Yeah, she's getting
drafted. Like if Daniel plays, he's picking her for reasons.
Which Daniel?
Loki.
Daniel Loki should join, man. I think. Oh, I love this woman. She's the ESPN analysis, or is this her sister? But anyways, yo, this was a great year. This is the first time we did a review video. And honestly, I'm actually excited to cover the women's fantasy and do videos on that. I think it would actually be like really fun. Just analyzing the women's game and actually watching the game. Because I was actually watching college women's basketball and it's actually low-key lit, bro. I can't lie. It's lit.
It's different. It's different. You get me? It's like tennis where like they play different. They play differently in it.
Yeah, and just like with tennis, how the rules are different, I think the rules should be different with women too, and lower the nets. And I think that the game will become even better when you're seeing.
I don't think they need to lower the nets.
They do, bro. Because I'm telling you,
I know what I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Like when you do get someone that starts dunking,
bro,
you're gonna realize that
they can dunk. They can dunk. But they can't dunk at the same time, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Like, they can dunk. Like, Candace Owens can dunk, yeah? But it's too high. So she's doing the... Like, you know when I'm jumping to touch the rim? She's
But it's
doing
gonna
the
mess up their
one
shooting.
hand basic dunk package dunk, bro.
It's gonna mess up their shooting. Imagine you're shooting on
It
something
doesn't.
that's 10. It
It
will. It
actually
will.
doesn't.
It will.
No, you want to
It
know why it
will.
doesn't? Want to know why it doesn't? Because you're not changing the position of the rim. You're just lowering it, meaning that the
That means the
arc.
arc has to be different.
Well,
It has to be the arc has
that's
to.
not a hard fix. It's not actually a hard fix.
Yeah, but imagine it is
It's like
because
no, it's
imagine
not.
you
Want to know
train
why
your
it's
whole.
not?
And
Yo,
when you
we
go
need to
to
end
and
this video. No, you
bro,
don't know why
bro,
it's not. No,
no,
because
let me
you know
land.
in
Let me land. Let me
football,
land.
you know in
Let me land.
football
You
when
know,
you're using the small goalpost, it doesn't actually. It makes you actually a better shooter.
no, but that's different. That's different. You know, I'll tell you why it's different. Because when
Yeah.
when in football, you're always aiming for something, regardless.
Yeah.
Like you're aiming for something, and your aim has nothing to do with slope and angles, right? And when you're playing basketball, let's say you're playing street ball, and you're raised playing street ball, the nets are universal. Like they don't change it. It's not like volleyball where they change the height of the rim and stuff. It's just a universal thing, right? And then what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is that when you get that one girl that starts to dunk, you realize how unimportant dunking is. It really is something that's not important. It's just a
It's
show of athleticism that's for entertainment. But when you're a
Chris.
purist and you understand the game, you don't care about that stuff because these girls have like some of these girls' passing ability is crazy.
It is, but the thing is that you're putting it at men's height, and with every other sport, like they changed the rules for women because men and women are different, right? And again, I don't want us to get into this as well, but I just feel like changing the height of it's just like in tennis when they change the rules
But
in women's tennis. It's not like women don't play up to 5 sets; they play 3 sets.
but that's different. That's different. That's time. That your shooting is something that's changed for the whole game. And what I'm trying to say is that basically, for example, when we talk about football, right? The people that dictate what happens in the league is the chairman, and the chairman is each team. These women know what they know. Like maybe they think the way I'm thinking, maybe, and they're like, if I change the rim, it's gonna mean I have to change my whole shooting mechanics, and you will have to. It's slope, right? It's
Yeah.
slope. This is math. If you change where the ball's going a little bit, the slope will have to change as well, and that's gonna mess up a lot of their shots. So is it worth it to see people dunk? It's dunking is so unimportant. I'm telling you, it's so unimportant. In fact, I think dunking is probably like it's just a show of athleticism and whatever. It's like knockouts in boxing. Just because you get a knockout, don't mean you're a better boxer or you're more skilled. It just means it's more exciting.
I agree, man. But we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you know.
Yeah,
You know.
but
Yeah.
this was a fun season, and shout out to everyone. And we gonna get this women's one up and rolling, and I think this one's gonna be lit. I actually think it's gonna be lit, and I think it's gonna actually be as lit as the men's one, in my opinion.
I think if we try, we can actually fill it up to 10. I don't know how much teams they have though. That's the
it's only 25, man. Like the pot is only gonna be 25.
I think we can like because if we talk to champions youths, I'm sure we'll be able to get some of those guys in. But yeah, let's wrap this up, man. Why did you know?
KCW, you know how we do. Peace, baby.